Cubmasters and our PAC committee chairs. We're going to have the opportunity to share with you guys more about hosting a back-to-PAC event. I hope to be able to tonight share with you guys not only how you can host a back-to-PAC event, but specifically what the benefits are. It's something that we've done here in our council for a couple of years now. Many other councils have done it, and they found it to be very, very successful. And then, as you guys may have heard just a moment ago, this is going to be recorded. So if you have anybody in your PAC who was not able to join tonight, we'd be happy to share this recording out with them. It'll be available on the GCC Hub. But with that, let's get things kicked off. My name is Matthew Hill. I'm a field director with the Grand Canyon Council. Worked professionally for them for about 5 years now. There's a lot of the people here on the call that I recognize and have had the opportunity to work with. But I've been one who's had the opportunity to work firsthand with helping many of our units start to host a back-to-PAC event. So the first thing I wanted to do is kind of share with you a little bit of what the concept is behind a back-to-PAC event. Every year, many of our scout units, and specifically our Cub Packs, kind of get two chances to hit that reset button. At the new year, we get a chance to hit a reset there. But importantly, at the start of the school year, we get a chance to have a fresh start and kind of reset that tone with all of our families. And we want to make sure we're setting a tone, especially with our returning families, that helps them to understand that we want them to be an active role and participant in the Cub Pack leadership. Additionally, as we get to that point in the year where we start welcoming in new families, many times those returning families don't always get a quality invitation to return. We get caught up in all of those new families coming in that we forget to reach out to them. And research shows as we reach out across the nation to families that don't continue to understand what caused them to not continue at the Cub Scout level, the highest response is they didn't get information about coming back. They weren't invited to come back. And that kind of shocked me the first time I heard it, because I'm like, well, everybody's invited. They should always know that they're invited to come back. But if we can do little things to make sure that they're getting that personal invitation, we know that we can increase our retention and make sure that they're getting an opportunity to continue scouting with us. So with a back-to-PAC, we aim to, as I was just sharing, increase our retention, engage more families who are volunteers within our unit, and that we're getting prepared for a great new year. So here's the overview of a back-to-PAC. We ask that each of our Cub Packs host an event in June and July. For some of our Cub Packs, this is nothing different than holding your regular summer activity, but we're going to talk about a couple specific purposes to the event, benefits, and some special preparation that you can do. And you can see those there on your screen right now. Recommit our returning families, engage everyone to help out in one way or another, and share those exciting plans and all those exciting things that you have for those returning families. And you can, the benefit is tied directly to our purpose there. So just a couple of things that we hope each of our units can do in special preparation. And if I didn't say it earlier, as this is a summer event, this is designed specifically what I would say is an internal event. It's for our existing families. We'll do an external event in the fall that we will commonly do to welcome in new families, but you'll oftentimes hear back-to-PAC referred to as an internal event. Let's do it for all of our returning families. Each of our packs, after they've selected a date and a good location, many times this can be a Saturday, something that's going to be a date where most of the families can engage. We understand in the summertime that's just not going to happen where there's the perfect date that captures everybody. But in addition to selecting a date, a fun activity to do, whether it's a pool activity, a activity at a park, whatever that may be, there's three things that we hope each of our Cub Packs can do to prepare for this, different from what they may have done for their summer events in the past, or for what they may do for a regular pack activity. And that's one, make sure that your annual calendar is ready to go, that you can put into the hands of all of those returning families. Here's the next 12 months worth of activities, the things for you and your family to look forward to. And that's really at that level. We hope that you're able to get them the big days. When are your pack meetings to occur? When is your family camp out? And all of those types of things, not necessarily week by week basis for that annual calendar. Important to fulfill our purpose of getting more families engaged, we want to have a leadership chart that shows the vacancies, show the structure of the pack, and every pack's going to be a little bit different, but make sure that we're highlighting, and we'll share with you some of these examples in just a little bit, but share with them where these vacancies exist. And we want to have vacancies that are big roles like den leaders, things that are really important, all the way to small roles like bringing desserts for one of the pack meetings. And then important for recharter, as that's going to happen in the summer timeframe, we want to have a method set up that you guys can collect your dues, and that's different from pack to pack, whether you guys do cash, checks, Venmo, PayPal, whatever it may be. But in an effort to get you guys ready after these families have recommitted for another year, be prepared to collect their dues. Awesome. Kind of rolling through stuff quick, and then I'll open up for some questions at the end. Once you've done that preparation, and we have some tools that I'll share to help with that, but we want to make sure that we're promoting this event. Use all of your current methods of communication, Scoutbook, social media, email, whatever it may be. Do what you normally do, but do something just a little bit more, as oftentimes in the summer, scouting can get out of the family routine, and we need to make sure we're inviting everybody to put scouting back into their routine. So work with your den leaders, work with your committee, your Cubmasters, and come up with a plan to make sure that every family gets a personal invitation, a phone call to come back that you're saying, hey, Sally, we're so excited for the great things that we're going to be doing this next year, and we wanted you to know that you're invited to the Cub Pack pool party in 2 weeks. Be there with us because we have some exciting stuff to share with you. Additionally, we want to help you guys promote your event as well. So there's a couple of things that we can do. If there's anything that you are looking for help with, images to get on your social media, things like that, we are very happy to help. But one of the things in particular that we're investing some funds into is we want to send a postcard to every one of those scouts in the summer, so they get something in the mail that invites them back to this event. And the postcard looks just like this. We have them ready to go already for us. And if your Cub Pack can let us know at least 3 weeks before your event, the details, and by the details, the stuff you see there on the screen, where it's going to be, what time to be there, the address and things like that, we will go through and we'll get one of these postcards sent out to every single Cub Pack or Cub in your guys' pack. Even if there's that family that has three Cub Scouts in their family, they're not just going to get one. Each one of those individual scouts will get this postcard in the mail, letting them know, come to this event and participate in this event with us. All we need to do to promote that from our end at the council is to know the information for your event, and from there we will get all that sent out to them. And so we do ask that you guys help us to get this promotion out there. I have a couple of boxes of these postcards, and I'd love to get all of them sent out this summer. Just let us know once you've got the details set for that event. Once we've got the event planned, we've done that special preparation, we've promoted it and got those postcards going out. When we get to the day of event, there's a couple recommendations that we have and how you can guide each of your families to hit the purposes of the event. Some of our packs have found it very successful to set this up with different tables. And so when they arrive at wherever the event is, they may stop by these 3 tables before they get to the fun activity. Others will break the event up and have 3 phases to the event. That's something that you and your pack can kind of work around and see what would work best for you. But we really want that first phase or the first table that they come to likely to be there with the Cubmaster where they're sharing the annual calendar and getting everybody hyped. Our Cubmasters, I know we have some of them on the call. You guys are great at getting our Cub Scouts excited. And so we want you to give them that calendar, get them excited that they're coming back and participating in another year. The second phase or second table that you'll want to guide your families to is likely going to be with the committee chair, someone that they can talk to about what help that the pack needs. And that's where we want to invite everyone to participate in some fashion with the pack. That doesn't mean that everybody has to be the next Cubmaster, everybody has to be the next committee chair, but we want every family to be engaged in some way. And we can set a new tone as we're coming into a new year at the end of the school year. We can set that tone with all of our families to help them understand that, hey, we expect that they participate and invite them to participate, even if it's just going to be in a small way. The last part of the third part that we want you to consider when setting it up is at that third table or third stop to have someone there that can collect annual dues. This is also a great spot that if you guys have some pack swag, if you guys have t-shirts, hats, things like that you're giving out, this is a great time to give it out to them. If you can have it something that shows them that they're ready to go and they're committed for that next year participating in the back-to-back. So now I want to roll through just a couple of the resources and tools that we have. I have some of them built into the PowerPoint here. We'll jump off the PowerPoint in a minute as well to show some of the things that we've added recently that didn't make it onto the PowerPoint. One of them, we have some lots of samples of things that you guys can use here on the screen. This is a one page. You're looking at the front and the back of a single page that folds in half of a good example of what we mean when sharing that pack calendar. As you can see there, for you guys on the side of the screen, you can see our Cub packs. We have one for our troops as well. But for our Cub packs, we're really just sharing those 1 or 2 highlight activities each month, letting everybody know, hey, get these dates on your calendar. These are the things to look forward to. Once again, not looking for that weekly activity. On the back, as you guys can see, once it's folded, there's a spot where those key contacts for the pack are going to be easily accessible to each one of their families. And then down here at the bottom, what's the new den that they're going into? Do they have a new den leader? And make sure that they've got a good introduction to them. One of the things to help our packs consider the types of needs that they would have, we have a leadership list that we put together. All of these resources will be available on the hub in the next couple of days. But every pack that grows and is bigger likely has more positions. And so small Cub packs may be that top level there. They just may have Cubmasters, den leaders, and some committee members to help run their pack. But as that pack gets bigger, you want to consider adding more positions that they're doing other roles to take the load off of our den leaders and our Cubmasters. And so we have this resource to share with you guys that will help you create and populate a list that looks similar to this one right here. You guys can see here, this is a sample org chart of one of our packs. This is a fictional pack if you look at the names, but this pack is put together, their org chart that they're ready to share at their pack event. And you can see they've taken the time to highlight the spots where people whose family name isn't already on here, where they can jump in and get engaged. This pack in particular, they're looking for someone who can go and get blue trained. They need someone to be in charge of their fall refreshments. They need someone to be in charge of their blue and gold and things like that. And this is an important part of getting those families to step up, because oftentimes we found with our Cub packs that families who aren't engaged see a functioning pack and see the packs doing great things without them, and they're very naturally just going to sit back and stay right where they are and let the pack function without them. And so make sure that those families see where those gaps are and where they exist. And I think from there, I'm actually jump off that real quick and share with you guys just a couple other resources that we have. And one of them in particular, give me just 1 second. I'm going to slide it over. So we were at a conference not too long ago, and I was talking with some of the other PACs, some of the other professional scouters, and the resources that they have. And I had them share this with us that we wanted to share with you guys the first time we're sharing it with our council tonight. But they found it extremely successful for their Cub PACs to use this 100-point adult participation form. And they have many of their PACs that have decided to adopt this form, and they give it to each one of their families, and they say, hey, our ask to you and to your family is to look at this form and identify ways that you can earn 100 points. And if you can earn 100 points, then you're an active, engaged member of our PAC. The quickest, easiest way to earn those 100 points is to be a den leader, Cubmaster, or a titled position on that committee. And someone who's doing that, they are certainly going to be an active and engaged member of the committee. But as you guys roll down this list, there's just a couple of things that they can do that may have smaller lifts, but some things that they can do to also be an actively engaged member of the PAC. Things like helping out with the Pinewood Derby, popcorn sales, attending Roundtable to get information for the PAC. We're going to have this as a resource, and we invite many of you to use this as a way to share with your families the ways that you would like to get them engaged with the great things that you guys are doing. Let me jump back to the PowerPoint here. Before I open up to questions, I want to share with you guys the big key takeaways. So your first big key takeaway or action item is choose a date in June or July and share that with your district. Give us the opportunity to get those postcards ready. It would be ideal for those postcards to show up in your Cub Scouts' hands 10 to 14 days before that event. Once you've gotten us the information, divide up that roster to invite all of your families. You want to develop your unit's annual calendar, prepare your leadership list, and then get to that point where we're able to conduct the event. And I know from many of the PACs that have done this, it's going to revitalize your PAC, get more families engaged, and it's going to help you guys get set up for another great year of scouting. And with that, that's kind of the big overview. And then I will open it up to what questions you guys have or feedback some of you have had if you've already held a back-to-back event. So I will open it up.
Thanks, Matt. That's great stuff. I was just going to say, for the timing of our back-to-back, we've done one, last few years, and we do it typically like a week or two after school starts, so that we're able to encourage new members from the school to join. And so we usually hold it a little bit later, more like August, second or third week of August.
Yeah, and what we would even do, we'd even invite you to move that one up so it's specifically for your returning families, and then still hold that event in August for those new families. But for those returning families, a lot of times that can be an effective time where you're focusing specifically on them and have them the opportunity to feel like they're the center of attention. And then absolutely right there at the beginning of August is that great time to bring in some new families and help make sure that they're feeling engaged. But yeah, wonderful. I thought I saw someone else pop up with something. So I see Paul here. June and July, school is out and people go on vacation. Absolutely. Certainly that's a big window, and there's not going to be a perfect date where we capture everybody and get everybody that chance to come in. So we encourage you as your PAC to find one of those days, likely a Saturday in June or July, where it might work for a lot of people, but it's certainly never going to be that perfect date where everybody's there. We have had a couple of our PACs who will do this right at the end of May and kind of have their back-to-PAC event as the last event that they use. They may not use the back-to-PAC name at that point, but they'll make sure that they're getting all of their leaders renew, invite more leaders to participate at that point. And we found some units that have found that to be pretty successful. What other questions do you guys have? That's a great question. So the question is, what are some locations that PACs host events for the summertime event? Great question. A lot of our PACs will do water-based activities. It's summer, it's hot. I know some of them, I live up in the North Valley, and I know some of our groups will capitalize on some of the splash pads that they have around here, and they'll have a chance for the Cub Scouts to go and play in the splash pads. Some of them, so I know some of our groups have done regular, almost like a regular PAC meeting at their charter, inside an air-conditioned building where they're doing some fun stuff. Certainly, you know, pools and things like that, picnics at parks, anything you guys can do that's going to be a fun activity. And Paul, I saw a question there for you. Where is that point form? We will have that. We're going to send the recording from all the roundtables tonight. We're going to have that go out in our hub post. But if you give me a minute, I can actually probably find the link to that one, and I can post that right here in the chat. And then Abby, did you want to share? It sounds like you have some of the PACs that host. Do you want to share what some of your
Sure. Yeah,
guys'
so I have a number of my PACs that use their local pools, or they'll do it at somebody's house. They'll do like a barbecue or an outdoor movie night or movie night in general. And that seems to generate a lot of attendance and a good opportunity for everyone to get back together and have a little bit of fun.
Awesome. And if you give me 2 seconds, Paul, I'm going to have the link to the PAC 100 point forum. There is the PAC one, and I'm sure we have a couple of those here on the phone call or on the meeting here with us tonight that maybe with troops. I'm going to give you guys one. The troops, there's a very similar one as well. So I'll share with you guys the link to that troop 100 point forum. If you're looking at that hyperlink, it says Sioux Council. Kudos to them for sharing that resource with us. We'll get that hosted. We'll have that hosted on the hub when we send out all of the resources for our back-to-back event. Any other questions you guys have or things like that we can answer for you tonight? Wonderful. Well, I don't want to keep anybody here longer if there's no questions. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. We hope that you can participate with us to host a back-to-back event this year. We're excited to be able to promote those activities for you and help you guys get more of your families engaged, taking on some roles within your PAC, because I know all of us wear a lot of hats within the units that we're involved with. And the more people we can get engaged with us, not only the more succession planning that we can have, but the lighter the load that can be on each and every one of us. So thank you guys for joining us this evening. I will stick around for a couple minutes to answer any additional questions that you guys have, but I appreciate all that you guys do in scouting to help all of our youth have a wonderful experience. Thank you.